Okay, so Hogwarts Legacy released earlier this year to a lot of praise and a lot of controversy. I don't even want to touch the controversy. I kind of touched it in my Quidditch video, and while editing that video, I wanted to cut it all out because I just couldn't deal with it mentally, and I still can't. But ignoring that for a second, the game came out to a lot of praise, and personally, I thought the game was very enjoyable. There were a lot of things that I didn't necessarily enjoy about it. It wasn't my favorite game of the year by any means, but from a developer standpoint, what Avalanche Studios was able to do was really awesome. And with a game like that has a lot of popularity behind it, to the point where people are making boycott lists of live streamers who are playing the game, yes, that is a real thing that happened. And with an IP as big as the Harry Potter IP, there's going to be more to the game. With that being said, what is going to be more? No one really knows. To the best of my knowledge, there hasn't been any major leaks, there hasn't been any major Reddit threads, there hasn't been any talk, even from Avalanche themselves, about the future of Hogwarts Legacy. And it's hard because a game like this, you don't really know. Everyone kind of has their own opinion on it. Obviously, I think the developers got over the hurdle of hatred that a lot of different communities were throwing at them, and they want to make more content. The question is, do they use content that they had cut previously, or do they use content that they just come up with? Does the game going forward get potential DLC that actually has a working morality system, or do we just get all new stuff? Do they scrap a DLC and just push every facet that they have towards a sequel? I don't know. I'm just asking the questions. I don't have any answers. If you expected me to have answers, I apologize. For me, I would take both. I don't think my wallet would want a sequel right now, and I think that I would want them to cook a sequel for at least 5 or 6 years. Initially, I was kind of in the camp of we were going to be getting some sort of Quidditch DLC, whether it was just more arenas to do races, like an actual Quidditch mode in a DLC pack format. But then we got the announcement and the playtests for Quidditch Champions. I don't really think that would mesh well. I don't think Warner Brothers would want to kind of separate a player base that way, because one is a fully online, fully multiplayer with cosmetics mode, while the other one is a single player story that would just somehow have a multiplayer feature. So I think that they should go the DLC route, and I have some pitch ideas that I think would be really cool. For one, this game was not hard. I did not die a single time on hard mode. I want a nightmare mode. I want a mode that they can create that actually has a working morality system. Now, I know nothing about game design, so I don't know how that would operate, but if they could create a nightmare mode that makes it so every time you use one of the killing curses or one of the unspeakable curses, you literally lock yourself out of certain percentages of health, or you get hunted. If a student is your partner on a quest and sees you use the killing curse, they are now not your friend anymore, and you have to duel with them. That would be a really cool addition. I don't even think that would be possible with a new mode, but I don't know. There's so much that's possible now with DLC. Don't come at me. I'm just throwing my hat in the ring, all right? That's the other thing. Maybe we could have more of a map expansion. I thought that the map was actually a really good size, and that was actually one of my favorite parts of the game, was kind of exploring outside of the castle, even though most people just love staying inside the castle, which is really cool. But I think having more added to the map would be dope. Maybe the DLC takes place in Azkaban, and we have to go to the prison. That would be sick. We did have that kind of beginning of the story mission where the player and Professor Fig got to go to Gringotts for a couple minutes, which was really cool. I just wish we got more of that. Maybe we can even go to Diagon Alley. Maybe there's a reason to go. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not a wizard, so I got no clue. But I definitely feel like DLC fits this game more as of the next kind of year. I don't think we would really get any DLC news until maybe the end of this year or the start of 2024. Maybe on the game's 1 year release anniversary, they'll be hey, guess what? Or I can see them maybe announcing something whenever the like Hogwarts day is. I think it's like in September. I'm not too sure. But yeah, I guess we'll see what happens in the future for this game. Hogwarts Legacy was dope. I think it has a lot of potential. Maybe I'll do like a whole review on the game. I don't know. I don't really want to get death threats.